So, this might sound a little back to basics, but the thing is for me that the basics aren't so basic. They're actually very counterintuitive. So people always say that in relationships you're always choosing between fear or love, or that you're always acting out of fear or acting out of love. And that's all fine theoretically and abstractly, but it hasn't really helped me when I get in the nitty-gritty of different dynamics. And my friend gave me something that actually has, so I wanted to share it with you. And he said that when we act in relationships, when we do things, we're always either asking, do you love me, or saying, I love you. And the subtext here is, I love you unconditionally. And this was helpful because it really gave me this reality check way to ground and assess if I'm acting out of fear or acting out of joy and love. Now, every time when I do something, if I have a little feeling about it, I can just ask myself, am I asking, do you love me? Or am I saying, I love you? And what's so profound about this is that to ask myself, I actually have to drop down a level, because it doesn't matter what the exchange or the action looks like on the surface. What really matters is the background feeling that I am coming with. And I know this from being on the other side, that it doesn't matter so much what someone does, it matters the way that they do it. So you can run through different situations in your mind, right? Someone gives you a compliment. Are they coming from, do you love me? Or are they coming from, I love you? Those are two very different feelings in the compliment. Someone gives you a present. Someone asks you to move in with them. Someone says they don't want to move in with you. It doesn't matter what the thing is on the surface necessarily, because what we're so attuned to is the nonverbal communication, is the entire atmosphere that is being communicated to us, and in a way that we're being invited into in that field space of the relationship. So I can do a lot of things and be coming from, do you love me? I can make someone a beautiful present for their birthday, and inside I'm just, do you love me? Do you love me? Do you love me? Do you love me? I can put on makeup. I can not put on makeup. I can make drama. I can avoid drama altogether. But what matters is, do I know inside if I'm coming from, do you love me, or I love you? And of course, there's gonna be a little bit of both in there. And of course, me being aware of it is what I am advocating. Because just watching ourselves, for me, is the goal, which is very different than trying to always come from I love you. Because if you can just be aware of it, then you can say, I'm asking, do you love me? Do I really need that reassurance from the other person? And then trace it back. Why would I need that reassurance? Did something happen that made me feel insecure? So then, even if I am coming from a place of, do you love me? I can do so congruently. And I can try to do so in a way that actually overtly and explicitly asks the question directly and gives the other person an opportunity to answer. And I get more of a sense of what my own needs are and what makes me feel loved and unloved. And here's where it becomes an inner game. Because let's say I'm always asking someone, do you love me? I'm asking, do you love me when I share about my feelings? And so I do so with a lot of hesitancy or a lot of desperation. Let's say I'm asking, do you love me when I'm trying to take care of the other person's feeling? Let's say I'm asking, do you love me when the other person's sick and I want to be so good and show up and take care for them? The inner game level of it is that same dynamic of asking, do you love me, or saying I love you, is happening inside. So, do I love myself? Do I love myself when I have feelings? Do I love myself when I'm feeling needy? Do I love myself when I'm not doing things very well, communicating very well, having a hard time being super clear? Or am I displaying a behavior and then watching myself from the outside and trying to decide whether or not I love myself? Because, for real, if I can't feel I love you inside, then of course I'm gonna project that responsibility onto the person I'm in relationship with and do all kinds of stuff to get that reassurance that at least they love me. And it's gonna be really hard to ever feel satisfied in that love, because the real internal voice that is running the show is trying to prove itself worthy of love. and trying to assess all its behavior as worthy or not of love. So that if I'm seeing that I'm doing stuff asking, do you love me? Excellent to track the outside, excellent to track the inside. Can I love myself first? And can I love myself unconditionally? Really fucking hard. But this question is like a divining rod that at least sets me down a path that feels way more productive and has made me a little bit more capable of coming from a place of I love you and holding so fucking strong that I love you unconditionally when I see the other person flailing around in do you love me? Because that flailing often happens in a way that is triggering and like it makes me feel unloved and is gonna do all kinds of shit, you know? And it's good to have a reaction because that's working stuff out in the relationship, but something in the background is just holding so fucking strong to that I love you, 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 I love you unconditionally. I see what you're doing and I love you. Which feels really good. And I think invites the other person into a place of relationship where everything is welcome. I was thinking a lot about photos, actually, and about how when I see a photo, the first thing I do is I scan and try to find myself in the photo. And who's looking at me in the photo in that second? It's normally this evaluator at saying, do I love me, right? Do I love this person in the photo? Do I love this person in the video talking to the camera? And I might fluctuate on that a lot of different ways. And the most crucial thing that I have found for moving forward at all in my life, in love, is having one tiny little part of me that's just able to hold I love you unconditionally. And slowly, bit by bit, changing those eyes that look at me from the do you love me eyes to the I love you eyes. Starting within, bringing it out. So maybe we have like a whole fucking world of people who are able to look at each other and say, I love you, instead of this world where we are constantly at war internally with ourselves, in all of our relationships, with the world, with its existence itself, asking, why am I here? Saying, do I love that reason? As opposed to the acceptance, the space, the possibility for being our real selves that comes from I love you.